Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Here I am again. Wanted to share this piece. I picked this up over the weekend. Today is Monday, by the way. And this is a quarter ounce 2020 gold eagle. This is what they call the gold eagle. Anyway, picked this up from the local coin shop out in town, Southern California. Anyway, this thing here, I picked up two of them. One of them is still at the store. So what I do with gold, because gold is a little bit pricey relative to my budget, so I'll leave a deposit on it, and they do allow me the option. At that point, they'll set it aside so no one else can buy it, and I just go in there once or twice a week, and I'll make payments. And then at some point, they do give me like 3 months to pay it off. So I just keep paying it down, and then around the 80th, 85th day, like right before the deadline, I just go in there and I pay it off. And for this one, I think I paid like $300 as my final payment, which is not bad for a quarter ounce of gold. Anyway, I just saw that actually just now before I hit the record button, the Economic Ninja posted a video. So go check it out. Not right now, but after you finish watching mine, and yeah, go check it out. And the title was something like gold is set to explode once it catches up with inflation. And I have not seen his video, but I think I know where he's going with it. And basically, for those of you that are unaware, in 1970, well, for one, I'll give you a little history. All our coins used to have gold and silver in them, and all of our paper money used to be redeemable for that same value in gold or silver. Anyway, that was true all the way up until 1971. Now, prior to that, I think it was 1935. Yeah, you might have to look that up. But it was in the 1930s. There was this thing called the Bretton Woods Agreement, in which like the wealthiest of the wealthy got together in a town called Bretton Woods. It might have been an island. I don't recall. My memory is a little fuzzy. And they basically revalued gold at $35 an ounce. And it pretty much stayed at $35 an ounce from the agreement all the way up until 1971, when the French, isn't that interesting? The French got very, very suspicious. French investors who had on deposit in the US Treasury, they had gold bars. They had a bunch of them. Well, in the late 60s, the US was involved in a lot of money printing. So let me tell you a little story. And if it sounds awfully familiar, well, that's because history has a way of repeating itself. Okay, so we had a president that may or may not have gotten there by illegitimate ways, or no, let me try a different word. Questionable. We'll just say questionable. Anyway, I'm not going to say his name, but I'll just say his initials, LBJ. Got in there. Right. Then he was replaced by Nixon. And Nixon actually was in a very, very tough position because the U.S. was embroiled in a lot of expenditures, mainly the Vietnam War. There was another thing that the U.S. kind of got involved in, and also very, very questionable. They were sending people. They were going to try to send people to the moon. That, no doubt, a very expensive project. So I'm not going to go into the details of whether they actually went or not. Let's just say our government does not have a very good track record for being honest about these types of things. But anyway, that's another topic for another video. So the French got very suspicious. They're like, where's all this money coming from? And they thought, these people are printing up a lot more money than they have gold reserves, right? So then they started to demand their gold back. Like, you know what? We don't want your paper dollars. We don't want your paper money anymore. We don't want your receipts. We want our gold. So the U.S. very hesitantly and very reluctantly, they'd give them a portion of their gold back, and then they closed the window under Richard Nixon in 1971. It was in August, I think it was August 15 or August 14th of 71. They closed the gold window, which means you could no longer redeem paper dollars for gold at $35 an ounce. That whole agreement was temporarily suspended. Just like, I don't know, 2 weeks to slow the spread, maybe. I don't know. I'm just gonna, I don't know, just comparing similarities, contrasting and comparing. Anyway, so now fast forward 50 years, almost exactly 50 years. Here we are. It is October 2021. And the French last week have decoupled. They said, we no longer want to be part of your this petrodollar arrangement. We want out. So the French, again, leading the charge on their way out. And basically, what I was getting at is what followed in 1971, right after the dollar was removed from the gold standard, or gold was removed from the dollar. Right after that separation occurred, there was a massive gold revaluation. The price of gold was reset, and it went crazy. It went up and down a little bit. It really didn't go below $35 anymore. It just went up, and of course, occasionally it came down a little, and then it kept going up. I want to say, I think it stabilized for a little while, right around $300 an ounce, is what I believe it kind of stabilized at, and then it stayed there for a little while, and then it started going crazy again, and then it stabilized again right around 800, I believe. Anyway, quite a big jump from $35. So, looking at history, and this was all throughout the 70s. There was in the 70s, for those of you that may have lived through them, you may remember long lines at the gas pump, rationing of energy, rationing of gasoline. Like you were only allowed to buy so much, and you were only allowed to buy on certain days, I believe. Anyway, they kept coming up with all these bright ideas to regulate how much you could have. I don't know, very interesting. How here we are 50 years later, and we have an administration that is in power, rose to power under very questionable circumstances. To say the least, we'll just leave it at that. And France has now come out and said, you know what? We're not playing by these rules anymore. We're not taking part in this petrodollar thing anymore. We're done. We're over it. Other countries are not necessarily following, but doing the same. Nigeria, I believe, is one of them. Saudi Arabia. There's a few other countries that are no longer wanting to deal with the petrodollar system. Another thing that just kind of came to mind is Saigon, the evacuation of Saigon. And I know I'm just kind of stating the obvious, but Afghanistan, the way that the U.S. left Afghanistan in August has been compared a lot to Saigon, the way that the U.S. left Vietnam back in 1971. Isn't that interesting? Almost like exactly in order the way things happened in 71. It's like 2021 is the new 1971, actually. I don't know. Share your thoughts if you agree or disagree. Yeah, there's a comment section, and let's get some dialogue going. But anyway, if the 1970s are any indication of what is set in the very near future, gold is about to explode, and it will probably stabilize right around $30,000. Because you figure it went from $35 to about $300. That's a 10 times jump. Well, right now we're currently at about a little under 2,000. You know what? I did my math way wrong. We're around 1,800 spot price for gold. So if it goes up 10 times over again, we'll be at 18,000. Yeah, I was way off. But anyway, it's all speculation. It's all it's my best guess, and this is not financial advice. If you go out and buy gold, you do it, understanding that your results may vary. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. I think this video has gone on long enough. Yeah. Say something to me. Talk to me in the comment section. You guys have a great day.